Hello and welcome to Gardening Naturally with Green Fingertips. My name's Josie and I am your natural gardening coach. So here's how you can make use of winter to help you improve your soil with some do's and don'ts of winter garden maintenance. A big important do for the garden. Mulch your garden. Mulching is very important. Now, I do go on about this. So if you've seen many of my videos now, you probably picked up on the fact that mulching, I believe mulching in the wintertime will provide, or in the autumn and winter time, will provide a lot for the garden. But mulching your garden can provide a lot of goodness, breaking down through the winter and feeding your garden from the spring when your plants need it the most. There's several ways you can mulch your garden in the autumn through the winter to improve the quality of your soil and improve the condition. So you can do the cut and drop method. So you can have the plants that are growing in your garden, the annual vegetables and things that's growing, from peas through to cabbages and things like that. Anything that's growing in your garden that's going over towards the autumn winter time, you can do the cut and drop. So cut it down at the base, leave the roots in the ground, cut it off at the base and then just leave it on top of the soil. This works really well for raised beds, but you can do it straight onto the soil. So do the cut and drop method, drop it onto the soil, leave it there. You can chop it up nicely so it doesn't take as long to break down if it's if it's pea plants, it can be really big. But yeah, chop it up, put it on the soil like you're doing a green mulch, and then cover it with cardboard. Now you can weight down the cardboard with compost, and then that will all break down. The cardboard and everything will break down over winter, and then that will condition the soil up a treat. So this is a really good way of using the cold to break down the soil, break down the greenery and break down the cardboard to feed your soil over winter. You can mulch with farmyard manure, with well-rotted manure, and you can also mulch with just homemade compost. They work really well as well, but having a thick layer of mulch over your garden will break down through the winter time, feeding the soil, conditioning the soil, ready for the plants in the spring. Or if you've got any perennial vegetables or perennials in your garden, it will continue to condition the soil around them. And then in the springtime, when the roots get going again, taking up all this goodness that's already been put into the soil over the winter, and then as soon as they start to kick off their spring growth, it's all there for them. You can give them a good old boost. That will definitely improve the productivity and the beauty of your garden. So some don'ts for the garden as well. If you can possibly help it, don't work your garden in the winter. Be mindful that the damage that you do to the soil is very hard in the winter time to repair. Try not to walk on your garden, particularly on the lawns, but if you can help not walking on your flower beds, that does help as well, because you'll tend to compact the soil in the winter time. The water that's held in the soil will affect the soil structure, and if you walk on it, it will compact much more than it would do in the spring, summer. So by not walking on your lawn, if you can help it, and not walking on any bare soil patches or on the flower beds or anything like that when you're weeding, this can definitely improve the condition of your soil. It will reduce any damage to your soil and then stressing it. And so in the springtime, if it's stressed and if it's damaged, it's going to have to recover before it can start producing all the nutrients and things for the plants to take in, and it's just going to set you back. So if you prevent this damage in this winter time by not walking on your ground, then it's all the better for the spring. Don't cast fertilizer in the winter time. Plants are mostly dormant in the winter. The growth rates are minimal, if at all. They don't need feeding. They don't need fertilizer. It's just going to sit there in the ground and get washed away by the rain. It's not going to be stored anywhere. Whereas if you're mulching, organic matter, that will condition the soil and be stored, ready for the organisms to break down and produce the nutrients. Man-made fertilizers, they don't do that. It just sits there. And when it rains, it will get leached and washed straight out into the subsoil and below. So you won't get it back. So it'll just be a waste of money and a waste of effort. The latest really is autumn if you're going to feed anything, especially of man-made fertilizers. I always recommend organic fertilizers, organic matter, because it has such a wide variety of benefits over just feeding your plants. So it's much more of a productive measure and costs you less money as well. It's much cheaper. Winter can be very useful for conditioning your soil, but it's more down to how you manage your garden over the winter as well. So winter maintenance is kind of key in this one, definitely. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It will help my videos get seen by more people, and it lets me know that I'm making good content for you. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell to see my videos as and when they come out weekly. And for now, I will leave you with this next video in the run, which is all about conditioning your soil. So I'll leave that for you there, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video.